Hello, and thank you for joining us today here at Walton County Senior Citizens Council. Today we have a special treat. We have Miss Barbara Baggett here with us, and we want to tell you about some things that we're doing. Not only do we do our regular activities, but we take trips down here, and people enjoy that. And Miss Barbara was one of our people who went on our latest trip to Pennsylvania and to Mount Airy, better known as Mayberry. So, Miss Barbara, tell us a little bit about Mayberry, and what did you enjoy about that?
Oh, I enjoyed it all. Seeing the jail, seeing how it worked, seeing the police car, riding in the police car, turning the siren on.
Yeah,
everything was
fun,
so fun. It was
yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, and did you see Otis? Was he in the jail?
Yes, I did.
He had a silhouette in there, and some of them got in the jail. But if you have ever watched Andy Griffith, you'll know that key hangs right outside.
That's right.
So we were able to get out. But it was fun riding that squad car, wasn't it?
And they took pictures of me standing between Andy and Opie.
Yeah,
yes.
when we went to the museum.
Yeah.
Right, that was a lot of fun.
It was.
And then we weren't expecting this, but they had that car show
Yeah.
downtown. There were lots of those.
It was. It really was. It sure was.
It was a busy place, but we had loads of fun.
Oh, we had so much fun. Yes, we did.
And the good part, I think, is everybody getting together.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It really was.
So, how long have you been coming to the senior center involved with us since you moved here?
About a year.
Yeah. So, sometimes when people move in, now she goes to our local church, and so she's met a lot of people that way, but she meets people here at the senior center and through trips like that. So if you're sitting at home and you're lonely, then you need to be down here. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The other thing, we talked about the squad car and going to Andy's home place and the museum, and we saw Andy, and we saw him not only as Andy Taylor, but do you remember who else he saw? Matlock, yeah. So that was pretty interesting too. And then Thelma Lou was a star all around. She had some beautiful pictures in there, didn't she?
Of her. Great big pictures.
Yeah, I thought so too. And then we didn't get to eat exactly where we'd planned. We had a few little glitches, but sometimes you do that. But overall, it turned out great. So we ate at Cracker Barrel, and then that night we went to Dodge City Steakhouse, which had some good food. And it was not our favorite place that we went, but we were full when we left.
That's right.
And then the next day, on Monday, we traveled. We were in Pennsylvania, but we didn't go to Amish country yet. We went to, you remember where it was?
No, I don't.
Hershey.
Oh, Hershey. Yes.
And tell us what you enjoyed at Hershey's.
Oh, it was everything. We got in a big cocoa bean and rode on all through the things, seeing how the chocolate was made and everything. It was wonderful.
It just smelled chocolate.
Oh, it did. It smelled so good.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun there. I could have stayed there a longer time.
Yeah, well, we bought way too much candy.
We did too.
But it was good. It was good. And so from there, we went that night to a place called Shady Maple Smorgasbord.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them about that.
Shady Maple. Now, where was that?
That was that big place that had all that food.
Where we saw the show?
No. So we ate so much food while we were there, she can't remember which one it was.
I can.
Shady Maple is one of the biggest buffets that they have in Pennsylvania. They had food everywhere, and we had our own little dining area.
Yes, we did.
And then I like country cooking, and they had that. It was all really good, and all the desserts.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
I won't tell y'all how much I got.
That's why I'm on a diet now.
I know. That's what happens, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, we went to Shady Maple, and then we went downstairs we were going to get back on our motor coach to go to the next place, and there was a gift shop.
Oh, yeah. Every place we went had a gift shop, I think.
Isn't that funny? Yes. How when you go out of an entrance of somewhere, you go into a gift shop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. one thing I do when I get an ornament is I have developed like a travel tree. So it's such fun memories when you go back each year at Christmas and you put those ornaments on there and remember where you've been. Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. And we went a lot of places.
Yes,
and then the next day on Tuesday, we went to the Magic and Wonder Theater.
Oh my goodness.
That's where they had that 50s and 60s music.
And dancing and costumes. It was great.
It was so interesting. I thought, and they had a good buffet there too.
They did. Sure did.
Yeah, it was just.
I ate too much there too.
I know what you mean. I did too. And that night, we had one thing planned, but that sort of fell through, and so these other two, that one that we just talked about, and then another one substituted for it, and I think they were great because that night we went to the barn at Paradise Station in Ronks, Pennsylvania, and we ate in an unusual kind of setting. Do you remember what it was?
Train car.
That's right. We ate in a train car. That was so cool that we did that, and way more food than we could eat. I mean, the plates were like huge,
they were.
And I couldn't eat it all.
I couldn't either,
but I tried.
It was so good.
Yeah, we had good dessert there.
Did.
So you can see that our group enjoys food.
Yes.
So that's always a good thing. But then after that, we went, and it was it had some pop, some contemporary, but then they did a lot of gospel music at the end.
And it came a storm while we were in there.
That's right. And then, but when we left,
it wasn't storming anymore.
That's right.
God took care of us.
That's right. It had dried up,
Yes,
so we were so thankful. But got another T-shirt there in the gift shop. Surprise!
Another gift shop.
Yeah. So that was really fun. And then the next day, we started driving. We left Pennsylvania and we started driving toward Virginia. And when we went to Virginia, some of you may not remember your history. I didn't remember all this, but our president. You remember which president? We went to see the museum. It was in Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson, right. So Woodrow Wilson, we went to his museum there, and that. Well, actually, before that, we went to Gettysburg. Yeah, I didn't want to forget about that.
So you forgot about the Amish. We went to the Amish.
Thank you. Yeah. I was looking at my paper, and I'm just skipping over. So tell us about the Amish country.
The Amish country was very nice. We saw the kids going out and play. They were going to school, and they were out playing in the yard, and we hollered at them and waved at them because you're not supposed to take pictures of them.
Right.
And one little boy dropped a black mask down over his face when we drove by. We just waved at them. So, they don't like their pictures taken.
Right.
And we saw the kind of clothing they wore and the kind of hat.
Clothes.
Yes.
We saw some
and we saw the clothes in the. She led us on a tour, and they showed the kind of clothes that the men wore and the women wore, and the brides and
the bonnets.
Yes, everything. It was so nice.
That was, and then we all sat in the schoolroom.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. She gave us a tutorial about everything that went on there.
Right. That was really interesting to me. I can't believe I didn't say that. But then the other thing was Gettysburg, and while there was a mix-up with the step-on guide, but we did go through the museum and through the bookstore and through the cyclorama they had there. It was such a moving experience. It was huge, wasn't it?
It was huge.
Yeah.
The cyclorama was something else.
Yeah, and you just remember how many people lost their lives, and so it's a somber moment, but it was great to go in and see that.
You felt like you were there.
You did.
You did. It was so big.
Right, and there were more people than us there.
Yeah, it was.
But it was just very enjoyable. Yeah. And we had a little box lunch when we were there. And then after that's when we went to Virginia.
Yeah.
I went to Woodrow Wilson Museum and his birthplace. And so that was kind of neat to see. And the people who are watching may realize that he had a stroke later in life. His first wife had passed away, and then he had a stroke after his second marriage to Emily Bowling Wilson.
Yeah,
Edith. I'm sorry, thank you. Edith Bowling Wilson. And so some people credit her as being the first woman president.
Yes.
Well, we don't know.
I'm proud of that.
Okay. But anyway, it was just very intriguing to see Woodrow Wilson's earlier life in Virginia, and then when we went further south in Virginia, that's when we went to the Edith Bowling Wilson
and
Museum.
we had a woman dressed up like Edith, and she told us all about it. It was wonderful.
That made it interesting.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, when they had somebody portraying the First Lady, and so and some people didn't. They had some problems with her, but there were so many people that admired her, and the lady who portrayed her there. If you're up in Virginia, I recommend that you go by that museum. It was good, wasn't it? Yeah, and they had a lot of books on her to look at. So after that, we had gone to, after the Woodrow Wilson Museum, though, we went to another place. And it was kind of warm that day, but we did a lot of walking. But it was a National D-Day memorial. Now, I don't know if you got to walk through that.
No, I sat out there.
Right. That was kind of long, and it was pretty warm that day. But that was just an inspiring moment for the American D-Day veterans. And we had a guide who had been part of that, and he it took about an hour and a half probably to go through, but again, just very moving in the detail that they had in the gardens and in the monuments. It was just very impressive, and I think our people really enjoyed doing that. Yeah. So then after we went the next day on Friday to Edith Bowling Wilson. Of course, we ate again. We always do that. But then we headed back home, and we got home about 7:15 that night. Now, here's my question. What did you do when you got home?
I said, whew, I'm so tired.
I know. Well, I washed a load of clothes.
I didn't until the next morning. I couldn't do it. I was too tired.
I know. It was a very tiring trip, but we saw lots of things.
Oh, yes, we did. We saw a lot of things.
And I'll tell you all that on the way home, they said, Vicki, will you plan a cruise for us for April? So maybe stay tuned for more information. If you're 60 or older, you need to be sure to be coming up to the Senior Center or call and see what's on our schedule of events. We're working on a new newsletter thanks to somebody that we'll introduce to you later, but she's going to be great. And so we're going to talk more about those kinds of things later, but we want you to know what's going on at Walton County Senior Center, here at our Monroe site, our Loganville site, and our Social Circle Center. So we have lots of fun, and we welcome you to come down here. But for now, thank you for joining us on Walton Wise.